3.
Good morning. My name is Julie, and this is the first time we're going to be doing stretch in our new group exercise room, so enjoy. Let's go ahead and start by sitting on the front half of your chair. Make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, that your back is not touching the chair. Feet are planted firmly on the ground, about hip width apart, and your arms are at your side. And let's go ahead and just give them a good shake. Let's just shake away that stress. Nice deep breath. Good. And then we're going to go into our shoulder rolls. So think about making big shoulder circles in a backwards motion. So we bring our shoulders in front, up to our ears, back, and then set them down. This is not only good for helping to release tension, but also reset your posture. So let's do 2 more big shoulder rolls. Nice deep breaths. And 1 more. Finish with your shoulders back and down. And now we're going to create some tension. We're going to bring our shoulders up to our ears. Inhale, squeeze as you bring them up. Exhale, let them fall down. Good. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop. And 1 more time. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop. Keeping your shoulders back and down. We're going to turn our head over to one side, looking over one shoulder as far as you can. Try to keep the rest of your body still, sitting up tall. Deep breath. And then come back to the center and take your head over to the other side. So you want to look over your shoulder. Again, sitting up tall, deep breath. And then come back to the center. Now we're going to tilt our ear to our shoulder, so let your head drop to the side. Sitting up tall, try to bring your ear to your shoulder. And if you want to deepen the stretch, place your hand on your head and apply gentle pressure, bringing your ear closer to your shoulder. Let your other arm hang at your side, or you can reach under the chair to deepen the stretch. Nice deep breath. And then from here, we're going to drop our head down about a 45-degree angle, so your head comes down, chin is still pointed to the other shoulder. And again, you have the option to place your hand gently on your head to deepen the stretch. And then from here, we're going to bring our chin all the way down in front. So we're tucking chin down right at the base of your neck, top of your chest, and option to use your hand to deepen the stretch. Make sure to sit up tall, deep breath. And if you're using your hands, go ahead and switch hands. And let's take our head now. 45-degree angle to the other side. So your head drops down, chin points to other shoulder. And then let's bring other ear to other shoulder. So now you're letting your head hang to the other side. Keep your shoulders down. Ear comes to shoulder. An option to place your hand on your head to deepen the stretch. And release and bring your head back up to neutral position. From here, we're going to look up, gently lifting your head up, tilting your head back, bring your chin up towards the ceiling, and feel the stretch down the front of your neck. Just make sure it feels comfortable in the back of the neck. And then come back to neutral position. Okay. All right, from here, we're going to bring one arm out in front, keep the arm straight. Other hand is going to cradle that arm into your chest. So you're pulling your arm into your chest, keeping that arm as straight as you can, and then take the extended hand and just give it a good shake or roll it at the wrist. And then open and close your hand. Try to exaggerate the movement, and then stretching the fingers one at a time. And then bring the arm up to the ceiling. Bend from the elbow. Slide your hand down the center of your back. Remember, you're sitting up tall. Take your hand on your elbow and gently try to lift that elbow as high as you can. Open your feet if you want, just a little bit wider for some more stability. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, take your hand on your elbow and gently pull the elbow to the opposite side. So you want to feel that side, and that side of your ribcage open up. Deep breath. And then gently come back to the center and bringing hands down. Good. Same thing, other side. Other arm comes out in front. Keep it straight. Pull the arm into your chest. Give it a good big hug. And then take your hands and shake it out or roll it at the wrist. Open and close your hand. And stretch out the fingers one at a time. And then bring your arm up to the ceiling, bending from the elbow. Slide your hand down the center of your back and take your hand. Gently lift the elbow up to the ceiling. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently pull that elbow to the opposite side. So we're doing a side bend, opening up this side and this side of our rib cage. And then come back to the center and bring your hands down. Now we're going to scoot a little more forward on our chair so we can bring our hands behind us, opening up our chest and the front of our shoulders. So bring your hands behind you to the chair, lower for an easier stretch. Walk up a little higher for a deeper stretch. I want you to tip forward from your hips. Think about pressing your chest out and lifting your chin up. So you want to feel everything open in the front of your chest and your shoulders. So deep breath, press chest forward, tip forward. Slide those hands back down, sitting back up, and hands on your lap. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to go into our torso rotation. So we're going to place our front hand on the outer thigh, palm facing in or palm facing out. Your back hand is at the bottom or top of the chair, whichever is more comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Think about lifting up your rib cage. And as you exhale, slowly twist using your hands to help deepen the stretch and look behind the chair. Hold it here. Deep breath in. And try to, on the exhale, go a little bit further. Deepen that rotation. Hold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, rotate. Getting just a little bit more rotation if you can. And then slowly come back to the center and reset your posture again. Deep breath in. Exhale, start your rotation. So place the front hand, outer thigh, palm facing in or out. Back hand is bottom or top of the chair. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and go into your torso rotation. So try to look behind, keeping your knees pointed forward. Rotate from the spine and look behind the chair. Hold it. Deep breath in. Exhale, rotate. Deep breath in. Exhale, rotate. And one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, try to get a little more rotation if you can. And then come back to the center and reset. All right, from here, we're going to take one ankle and we're going to cross it over the knee. So we're going to go into our seated figure four. Now, if you need to modify, you can keep your foot on the ground, place your knee out to the side, and tip forward from your hips. If you're able to bring your ankle to your knee, think about sitting up onto your tailbone first. Hand or arm on your knee and apply gentle pressure, pressing your knee down to the ground. Or, if you want to deepen the stretch, hands on the crossed legs, sit up nice and tall, and tip forward from your hips. Think about bringing chest over the crossed leg, and we're lengthening our spine over. And you're going to feel that stretch deepen in your hip joint and glutes. Deep breath, and as you exhale, think about sinking into the stretch. So take it to the point where you can feel that tension, you feel the stretch, but not pain. And then slowly sit back up. And from here, we're going to pick our knee up and try to bring it across our body. So we're going to use our hands, or you can use your opposite arm and hook your knee. Think about giving it a big hug. Pull your knee into your chest or opposite shoulder. And you can deepen the stretch by adding a little rotation. Modification, if you keep your foot on the ground, is to turn your knee in and tip forward over your leg. So we're giving our knee a big hug. Pull that knee across the body. Aim for the opposite shoulder. And you want to feel the stretch up the outer thigh into your hip. And then come back to the center, uncross and rotate. All right, same thing on the other side, taking our other ankle, crossing it over the knee. Modification, foot stays on the ground, knee out to the side, tip forward from your hips. If you're able to get into your seated figure four, place your hand or your arm on your knee and apply gentle pressure, pushing that knee down, or hands on the crossed legs, sit up nice and tall, and you can tip forward, but make sure that you're lengthening your spine, bringing chest over your crossed leg. Nice deep breath, and as you exhale, think about sinking into the stretch. And then slowly sit back up, and then we're going to pick our knee up. So we're using our hands or the opposite arm, and we're hooking that knee. Think about giving your knee a big hug, pull the knee into your chest or opposite shoulder, and then add a little rotation if you want to deepen the stretch. Feeling that stretch up the outer thigh into your hip. Modification, turn the knee inward and tip forward over that leg. then come back to the center, uncross, and let's go ahead and stand up out of the chair. So we're gonna stand now and work on our hamstrings. We're gonna stand facing the side of your chair. So come to the side of your chair. And you wanna take the leg that's closest to the back of the chair. We're gonna place our heel up on the chair, toes up to the ceiling. Modification, if you wanna keep your foot on the ground, is to reach down towards your toes, keeping your foot on the ground. Foot's lifted, hand on the chair for balance. Other hand reaches up first to the ceiling to think about lengthening the spine, and then a forward fold towards your toes. Or you can place your hands on your thighs if you're just starting out and just work on tipping forward from your hips. Sliding the hands down the leg, and then in time working towards reaching to your toes. Remember, deep breaths. As you exhale, think about sinking into the stretch. Try to keep the top leg nice and straight. The leg that you're standing on can be straight, or you can bend the knee, whichever is more comfortable for you. Reach towards those toes. Deep breath. And then slowly come back up. Take your time, walking out of the stretch. Now from here, you can either turn the chair around or you can come to the other side. Whichever is easier for you. Same thing, the leg closest to the back of the chair, you're going to bring your heel up onto the chair, toes pointed up to the ceiling. Hand on the chair for balance, other hand reaches up first, lengthen your spine, and then forward fold towards your toes. Modification, hand is right here on your thighs, tip forward from your hips, and in time, work on sliding your hands down towards your toes. Deep breath, remember try to relax into the stretch, and on the exhalation, we're trying to sink a little further into that stretch. And then slowly come back out. Take your time coming out of the stretch. And now we're going to come right behind our chair. So feel free to move the chair around however you need to. And we're going to stand a couple feet behind the chair. So we're going to do our forward fold, which is really good for releasing any stress in our lower back. So stand in what we call an A-frame stance. Your feet are wider than hip width apart. Hands going to come up to the ceiling. Deep breath. And bend forward from your hips. Reach out in front, grabbing the chair with your hands. And if your feet aren't wide enough, open the feet a little wider so that you can hinge from your hips. Push your arms out and the chair out in front so your arms are nice and straight. Drop your head down between your arms. Think about pressing your chest down towards the ground. Arms are extended straight. And you should feel a nice stretch all the way down your back and down the back of your legs. Now if you've been doing this for a while and you want to go a little bit deeper, you can slide your hands down the chair or even to the seat of the chair. But make sure that you are hinging from your hips and lengthening your spine. Nice deep breath. Press chest down towards the ground, hips go back. And then slowly roll your spine out of it using your hands for support. Walk your feet, you can heel toe, and then step in right behind the chair. All right, finishing off with our calf and hip flexors. Stand right behind the chair, take your left leg, big step back, and push your heel to the ground. So you want to get your heel anchored to the ground, and your back leg is straight. And then if you want to deepen the stretch, you can bend that front knee and brush your hips forward. Think about keeping your chest up tall, shoulders are pointed up to the ceiling. And just press your body forward until you feel that nice stretch go all the way down the back of your leg. And then from here, we're going to lift up the back heel coming onto your toes. You may want to slide your foot back a little further. We're going to open up the left hip now. Option to bend that back knee towards the ground. And you can either keep your hands on the chair or take your left arm and reach up to the ceiling. But actively reach with your fingers up to the ceiling. Or you can add a slide extension. So any of these options are going to deepen that stretch in that front left side of your body. And then lower your hand down, lift the hips, and step or slide in. All right, same thing on that right side. So where you're at, you're going to take your right leg and bring your heel down to the ground. So big step back, heel gets anchored to the ground. Back leg is straight, and then to deepen the stretch, bend that front knee and shift your weight forward. Chest stays up, shoulders up to ceiling, and hang onto the chair for support. Nice deep breath. And then from here, we're going to lift up the back heel, come onto your toes. You may want to slide your foot back a little further. Option to bend the back knee down towards the ground. Hands on the chair for support, or you can take your right arm and reach up to the ceiling. Actively reach up or add a slight extension. So now we're opening up that right hip flexor. Remember, which commonly gets tight when you are seated for a large part of the day. And then lower your hand down, lift the hips, and step or slide your foot in. All right, finishing with your feet, at least hip width apart, knees are soft. We're gonna go back to the shoulder rolls that we did in the beginning of the session. So think about releasing any tension that you're carrying in your neck, upper back. We're also resetting our posture, so nice and slow. One more. Finish with your shoulders back and down. And then we're gonna take those 3 deep breaths. So inhale, fill your lungs with as much air as you can. Bring your hands up, pause for a moment. And then exhale, bringing your hands down any way you want. And 2 more just like that, a little slower, a little deeper if you can. And exhale. And 1 more time. And exhale. And you are all finished. Thank you very much for coming. Great job.
Do we need to take the chairs back to the other?
No, it's fine.